There you go. We are recording. And I will share.
Hello, please come to the high school office. Elmer Rosado, to the high school office, please.
Wow, someone's at the high school. Okay, can you see my document?
Yes.
Cool. Thank you very much. All right. For those people who are new and they've never really taken part in, other than that first week faculty meeting, I don't like long faculty meetings. No one likes long faculty meetings, and people will stop coming if we have long faculty meetings. And so I will try to keep it to a half hour always. There are some things that I want to talk to you about. One is PAETEP. I have a video here. There's a link. I'm not going to show you the video. You can watch the video, but on the agenda, those are times like 5:33 in, they start talking about the SPM, which is if you want to keep your mind sane. Turk, I told you about this. It's a new form, but it's a slow. Don't worry about anything other than it's a slow. So you just have to follow along and fill it out. And this video walks you through that. And the video also shows you what the principal does and what the teacher does in the back and forth. So I think it's pretty good. At 25:34 in, it talks about filling out the observation, whether it's differentiated observation or a formal observation. My new people, we're going to do two formal observations, and we should probably get started on that the moment Matt Brown comes, because then I will know that I'm going to be free for the day. And then at 21 minutes in, they talk about supports for the teachers on the SAS website, and they show you where it is. The SAS website, if you haven't been there in a while, it's huge and it's a pain. So it's easier, much easier if you know where you're headed. And they show you where to go for teacher supports if you have any questions. And you go, man, I don't know. I don't even think Jim knows. That'll help you out, and we will learn together, because I watched this video yesterday. They released it late last week, and so many people signed up for it that none of us in the district could get on it. So I had to wait till it came out in a recording, and it really explains the new format of PAETEP that we weren't really quite sure how we were going to do it because the state didn't figure it out yet. And they still don't have the end of the year form in there yet. So I'm not sure what it's going to look like, but just like last year, it automatically populated after we did our observations. And if you recall, in the beginning of the year, I told you there's a newer and friendlier Danielson model, shorter, more simple. That's also listed in, I think it's 25:34 minutes in, 25 minutes, 34 seconds. And I did that so you can jump around so you don't have to watch the whole video, because some of the video is just repetition. But please feel free to come see me. We'll go over it together. Don't worry about you don't know what you're doing. When I walk around and say, hey, do you have time? Can we just talk about PAETEP? And yes, we can. Then my second thing that I need to show you, the board has always asked, well, Brown, you always talk about you have academic supports in the morning, but what the heck does that mean? And has it done any good for kids? And we've been talking to a woman from PVAS who's been working with Barry and I about how to do that. So I have a grade level team data form, and we went through this as an admin team and working with this woman from PVAS on what it looks like. And she shared a million different school districts who had these forms, and none of them seemed to really follow along with what I envisioned. So I came up with this, and so we had the student's name, whether the IEP, date initiated this process, attendance, behaviors, like teacher observable behaviors, like not that, his mommy dresses him funny, but what's he do in class? Does he misbehave? Do they misbehave? Do they, things you, observable behaviors. And then has he been involved with the COVID, either quarantines or illness in family? And then disciplinary actions at the suspension level. And then, and I'm going to do my best to fill this stuff in, these benchmark data for the fall. PVAS and PSSAs won't change all year, but that STAR information will change. So when we get the STAR data, we'll fill those, I'll fill that in for you. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start with the kids. I have all these little forms, Kristen Herring keeps showing me how to do it because I keep forgetting how to do it. But it lists who is at the it's at or above benchmark, on watch, intervention, and urgent intervention. So I'm going to start with the urgent interventions and interventions, and start with those kids on this benchmark data level. And then we'll talk about them in team meetings, and I would like, as soon as I stop covering all 3 lunches and have a building sub that will cover, I'll know that I can come out and be like a real principal. What does the data show? Academic supports provided, and what are the action steps? Who's doing what and when? And who's doing what and when? And then academic reporting quarter meetings. Those kids that they might do okay on, they may or may not do okay on their benchmark data, but the kids that are, man, the kids got an F in science and social studies. So there's a section for that. And the plan is 10 weeks in a psych, 10 weeks in a quarter, every other week, have one of these little meetings. How are these kids doing? What are you doing for these kids? And I honestly don't know how long this is going to take to fill out. So if it's easy and I run a report, and I can run a report and who has 65 or below, I could fill this in and ask you, what are you guys doing for these kids? Are they in academic supports? And Hallie needs to know this stuff as well, because when she reports out to families, you guys are doing academic supports, but she doesn't know you're doing academic supports. We ran into that. So this might keep everything in one place. Anybody can come on here. Every time you put a new kid in, you make a new sheet, name it after the kid, and it's always there in Google Docs, and anybody can check it and see what's going on. I also, digging deeper questions. Some of you may have worked on this with PVAS before, and there's a million digging deeper questions. I chose these. This is just take a look at this and add comments to it. Maybe you should do this, get rid of that. That's a dumb digging deeper question, but there's a better one on the next page. And that's on the SAS. If you go to PDE SAS, right, digging deeper questions, they all come up. So take a look at this. Talk about it in teams. Is this just stupid? Suggest another format, but I'd really like to get this done. For one thing, the board has been asking every superintendent since well, even before George, since Kathy. Okay, they say they have these enrichments and these interventions. What the heck? What are they doing? How many kids are doing it? Are the kids actually benefiting from it, or is it just a sheer waste of time? So this will turn into a report that Christian can share with the board and say, haha, this is what the middle school is doing, and yes, it is working. So take a look at it. Don't fill out anything out yet. It's a demo copy. I have another one hidden that I can change at any time, but take a look at it, see what you think, and let me know. All right, comply. First proposal is due 11:05. So you should have been working on that. So get working on that. And then first report is due 1:07. You guys are doing a great job. There's a whole lot more this year than previous years. So good job. And don't forget to complete the slide, because I can't approve it unless you complete the slide at the end. And let me pull that up. Before you submit the slide, make sure you follow along. You have to answer all these questions. I'm waving at the screen like you can see that. You have to answer all these questions in that slide. If you don't, and I absentmindedly say, yeah, that looks really good, Kristen Herring, you did a wonderful job. You didn't answer three out of the 4 questions. Diane will read and go and send it right back to me, and then I'll send it back to you. So, and Kristen Herring did not have to do that, but I just used her name because she's right in the middle of my screen right now. But make sure you answer those questions, and it's pretty, and it's really cool. If you guys can go back and look at this stuff, and you might really like some of the stuff that your colleagues did. It's actually a nice resource. It's a great resource, as a matter of fact. So that's
Jim,
yes.
If I could just jump in, when you do your slides, I know Diane was asking Pam for help because people were changing the theme, and it was changing the theme of the entire slideshow and messing up other people's slides. So if you try to make your slide look pretty, don't do it by changing the theme for the entire slideshow.
There you go. And if you're a slack, man, I've talked about me being a slacker, and this is the 3rd meeting. If you're a slacker like me, you just stick to the basic color and you just do it. And that's all you really need to know. You do the minimum on the rubric.
Jim, did you mean the second one was due on 1/7? The first one should have been done, right?
It says the first, I was just going on what's in comply. The first proposal is 11:05, and the first report is due 1:07, because I believe the first flex day is January
Martin
11th.
Luther,
King Day.
Martin Luther King.
Yeah, so I think I have it right. Number 4, the Olympic record holder. Barry Flicker can walk down the street and just fall in. He should play the lottery every day, because he falls into some amazing stuff. But he has a contact with the U.S. female U.S. javelin record holder, and she's 4th in the world. She's willing to come in and give an inspirational speech about perseverance and hard work and where that can get you to our kids and high school kids. So we're going to have her in the morning. I'm going to schedule it during the advisory. We might have to shorten homeroom down to almost nothing. And then, but I don't want to mess up the schedules, because our schedules are so tight right now between the amount of people we share. Like if I blink, Aaron has no time to walk up the hill. It can happen that quickly. So I'm going to stick to advisory, and she already knows that. So it'll be a tight schedule, but it'll be cool. And then Hallie sent out an email, I don't know, to everybody or to me, making that one of the career choices where they do a write-up on it. I think it'll be really cool. And then the last thing I want to talk to you about is, I think you guys got the sign-up sheet for Best Practice Fair. Somebody give me a thumbs up if you did. Okay. Yeah, sign up as soon as you can, because that makes Diane really nervous when she's hunting around, and then she makes a list and then makes Barry and I hunt the people down. and tell you to sign up. So if you could pick your classes and sign up. I'll see the people in science and social studies with the STAR training on STAR training for science and social studies teachers. That should be kind of interesting. I think you'll like that. And I'll be the facilitator in that, not the expert. There's a very nice person from STAR that will be the expert, but I'll be the facilitator, which means I turn the computer on and turn off the lights.
Jim, I have
yes.
a question on that.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm not sure who else is going out for a countywide in-service. I know the arts are going out.
Right.
I don't know who else. And I had heard that if Diane thought that the school district was more important, she'd pull us from the common in-service for the county. Have you heard anything about that? If we haven't, then we just go to the.
I haven't heard that Diane is going to pull anybody.
Thank you. Okay.
Chris, I emailed her today. I said, I'm just making sure we're still going to the countywide, and she said yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Yeah, and so that's all I have. I'm sure I forgot something, but I'll think of it and send out a memo. Now I'm going to turn it over to Hallie Schumacher, who says she's going to finish within the half hour. So go
Mr.
ahead.
Brown, Mr. Brown, could I just ask a quick question?
Yes.
How is the assembly going to be, can you explain the Olympic record holder assembly? Are we all going to gather in the commons? Is it
I'm
going to
still
be?
working on that. I'm still working on that, but I'd like to be there in person if we could.
Okay.
So we'd have to use the entire space, like one grade level spread out where they
Okay.
eat, one in the middle and one at the front. But they'd have to be spread out. And I think we can do that.
Okay. All righty. Go ahead, Hallie. Go.
All right, everybody. I don't have a lot, but I just wanted you all to have the timeline for report cards. So the quarter ends on a Thursday, October 28th. It's a C day on the calendar. Grades, comments, process skills, all must be completed by Tuesday, it's the following Tuesday, November 2nd. Keep in mind, encore teachers, you do not complete process skills for quarter one. You only complete them for quarters 2 and 4. One thing I want to talk about regarding report cards, last year, things were really wonky because of all of the special kinds of circumstances with COVID. We had a lot of NGs, no grades, that played havoc with report cards. There should be absolutely no NGs given by any teacher this year. If you feel you have a reason to give a student a no grade for the end of Q1, please see me. Aaron, I'd like to talk with you about your gifted kids. It's kind of a separate conversation as to what we're going to do with grading. But the other thing I want to mention with quarter one grading is that you cannot leave a blank for a student's grade. Again, if there is some strange reason why you're not giving a student a grade, first off, there shouldn't be a strange reason that I'm not aware of. But if there happens to be one, please see me. When you leave a grade empty, it just can't happen for report card purposes. So just keep that in mind. Like I said, last year was really crazy. We added some comments because of COVID. Those comments I'm going to delete them. We no longer need them. So I'm really hoping for kind of a clean grading, end of Q1, where everyone does their verifications and grades and comments and process skills are checked. Last year, I had some teachers who forgot to put process skills in. Process skills aren't even something that I can check when I verify your grades. Please make certain they're in. You can put them in early. You don't have to wait until the end of the quarter. Most of you know what those process skills are going to be for those kids. All right. Item number 2 for me is Red Ribbon Week. It's the very end of October. The theme, drug-free, looks like me. I don't need to read through all of the activities, but they are there for you. We are going to have a spirit day each day of that week. Another highlight is going to be a Google Meets presentation by the Caron Foundation. It's entitled Brain Drain, and that's going to be on the second day of Red Ribbon Week, Tuesday, October 26th. It will be projected by you off your computer for all the kids to watch on your white screen, and it will last about 25 minutes or so. Rachel Thomas, our SAP specialist, said it's a really great presentation. Hopefully will really hold the kids' attention. So I'm hoping that's really worthwhile. I'm also going to be doing announcements for Red Ribbon Week. And although we're not doing the Natural High Assembly, which I know you all miss desperately, I am going to ask that you submit to me your Natural High. I'm going to send out a Google sheet, and then I'm going to incorporate those into the morning announcements. Like Mr. Brown's Natural High is such and such, so I'm going to do that for all of the teachers who provide them to me, just for something fun for the kids to hear, I hope. All right. And last is just a SAP update. I just want to let you know SAP team is up and running. Members of the team this year, we are welcoming Jimmy Hirsch. So glad to have him on board. Aaron is a part of the SAP team. Kristen Herring, a part of the SAP team. Shell Longacre, myself, and Rachel. Did I miss anyone? I hope not.
Well, Brandy's going to be trained.
And Brandy's being trained. Yes. So I actually wanted to let you know just a couple other things, just that our groups are going to start up on the 20th of this month. Rachel and I just spoke about those today. There's going to be a teen issues group where we're actually doing something new this year. We're going to have 6th, 7th, and 8th graders in the same group. It will be during advisory. We're also going to have a grief and loss group, and that will just be done during a 6th grade lunch, because it's just 6th graders who have chosen that group. So that's going on, and a whole lot of other stuff regarding SAP will be coming your way. I just want to give you little updates to let you know that we are starting to gold sheet students that we have concerns about. Those first gold sheets went out on an 8th grade student today. When you receive those gold sheets in your mailbox in a confidential envelope, please complete them in a timely manner and return them back to me. That's all I have. So thanks. Just wanted to share those couple items with you.
Thank you very much, Holly. Hey, I forgot to add one thing to the agenda on Veterans Day. Veterans Day is near and dear to my heart. I loved our Take a Vet to Lunch Day. Sadly, I don't think we could do Take a Vet to Lunch Day again this year. It was really cool listening to the vet stories. But I thought about having the kids record their vets and then sharing them in a short little video. Beth Patton told me about some process that kids can submit it.
Flipgrid.
So I'm gonna need some expert advice on Flipgrid and how to do it. And I know I'm gonna have to come up with a short little script for the people so they don't go veering off like my father might have done when he would talk about his service. So to be very specific, so they're all kind of standardized. But if anybody is an expert on Flipgrid, I would greatly appreciate it, because I'd like to get it started and set up. And I think it'd be really cool to have all those recordings of people that served our country to protect us. So anybody wants to give me advice on that, that would be greatly appreciated. And then I'll send out something to all the kids and they can work on it. And I guess they could just upload it to Flipgrid and it's already there and I don't have to do any editing. That would be great. So we'll see how that goes. But guys, that's all I have. Anybody else have something for the good?
I just have one thing for the good. I see that Carol is on this faculty meeting today.
Hey,
And I just want to give a shout out to Mrs. Fairchild for everything that she's doing to keep
Very
our
good.
kids and to keep us safe. If you could see Carol behind the scenes, it's incredible each day, everything that she is doing. And I just don't think that we say thank you enough to all the people in this building who do incredible jobs every day. So I just wanted to give a shout out to Carol today.
That's it.
Hey, Carol, thank you.
Carol had 50 entries today. That means she
Oh
dealt
my
with
gosh.
50 kids or
Carol.
50 parent phone calls or 50. And as she's not just sitting in the back looking pretty, eating bonbons all day.
No, she's definitely not, because pretty much every day she doesn't eat at all. So
No, she has no time. She ate a cookie today. So, yeah, so thank you, Carol. Thank you.
No, thank you. Sometimes I don't know the scenarios until a teacher tells me, so it's team effort. So thank you. We're in
Carol,
this
remind
together.
us when your lunch is.
It's supposed to be like 11:15 till 11:45, but that doesn't usually happen.
Remember the days when you could say, I'm having lunch, tell them to come back? That's gone.
Yeah, that's gone.
So, anybody else have anything for the good? Okay, thank you. Thank you, everybody, for being who you are, and you're a great team. So have a great day. Enjoy your evening with your families.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
bye-bye.
Bye.